Hi there, my name is Neil, and I'm one of the two developers working on this cool piece of software called MintX, which we will take a quick look at over the next few minutes. MintX is a desktop application that would run on your PC and will help you send to and receive money from other Mintchip users. Mintchip is a technology developed by the Royal Canadian Mint to help innovate digital payments. MintX is our submission to the developer challenge for creating apps using Mintchip. Before we go any further, let's talk about the philosophy of MintX. When we applied for the developer challenge, we looked at where we found online transactions in their current avatar lacking. 1. Online transactions involve divulging too much personal details. This is being directly addressed by Mintchip. 2. Online transactions take away the social aspect of money. Money is exchanged after thoughts are exchanged. In a real life, a regular transaction looks more or less like this. But digital payments do not support this format at all. Mintchip is our attempt to build something that would re-enable it. Once we decided to facilitate conversations during an exchange of money, email was our best bet. Email has the ability to transmit a message as well as an attachment. This dovetails nicely with what we wanted to do. A person's message would go out as an email, and the associated Mintchip file would become the attachment. As I mentioned before, MintX is a desktop application. It has no online components. It relies on two parties, your Mintchip and your email. Let's see what this buys us. You do not have to trust anyone you do not trust already. You already, hopefully, trust your email provider. And presumably in the foreseeable future, your bank would host your remote Mintchip or replenish your local Mintchip. So as long as you have the internet connection, your Mintchip and your email, you're good to go. Let's now look at how we would use MintX to receive money. We launch MintX and provide it our email credentials and help locate our Mintchip. It passes our emails and identifies any mails pertaining to that specific Mintchip. We see the various people who have sent money, and when we accept payments, it gets added to our Mintchip. Alternately, we could request someone for money, and MintX would send across an email to them. Once they reply, it's the same flow as before. Okay, so how do we go about sending money using MintX? As before, MintX passes our emails and lists those where someone requested money. We have some options here. We could ignore the email, pay it, or renegotiate the amount. In the last two cases, MintX sends out a mail to the other person. Once an agreement is reached, the transaction is completed. Here is a screenshot of MintX when we navigate to the settings. As you see, there is a section for filling in our email. Note that MintX currently supports Windows Live ID and Gmail. There is another section for specifying the Mintchip type. Also to be noted, MintX supports both remotely hosted and locally plugged in Mintchips. Time for a demo. Here we have a MintX session where I have already filled out my credentials, and I have navigated to the payments received page to find that there are no new payments waiting for me. I can fix that by requesting money from a friend. And you will probably see that we have pre-populated the email text box with something that is a somewhat offbeat text. Very helpful, isn't it? So I'll go ahead and request some money. I must add some amount here. Maybe. And I'll confirm that I want to send this person an email. And I will send that message out. Meanwhile, I can go to the Payments Requested tab and see the new requests. I see a few new requests from the very same friend I sent a mail out to. When I select an email, I see the amount requested in that email. I can directly pay them off. And hey, I paid him off. And alternately, I could choose to negotiate with my friend. So let's see. Oh yeah, now you see more offbeat mail text. You can see we have very funny people with a highly evolved sense of humor. Because I wanted to change the amount, I clicked on the figure and now I see this message. I could have decided to ignore this request as well. So let's see. Okay, I read the message and I will just go ahead and change the amount, and I will make it 30 and I'll send him a mail out. And going back to the previous conversation, if I had chosen to ignore the mail, this mail would have been marked as ignored and nobody would have found out anything else. So I've now taken care of all my pending payments. I will go back now and see if my friend decided to pay me. I will hit refresh. Please pay me, pretty please, 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 please. Please. So in case you're wondering, my friend is sitting on the other end and he has his own laptop open and he's hopefully paid me. And yes, he has. Oh yay, he did it. I can now accept this payment. I see the mail, I had asked for this much and I got this much back and I accept it. And I could have thanked him as well, but I'm not feeling that kindly. But I do feel richer. I will now go to the tally page and see the status of my balance. Wait for it. So cool. As you can see, I paid my friend $126. And remember that I sent him a counter offer. As part of that, I had to pay him 1 cent to send out that counter offer, and he paid me back $4.35, which got credited. One last thing, I can point out that I can change the transaction dates, and I can see I can see a list of transactions based on the date range I select, just like I can for a bank. So that's it for MintX, all in a day's job. Thanks for watching the screencast. To know more about MintX, go to http://mintxca.com. If you have any questions, drop us a line at mintxca@gmail.com or mintxca@live.com. And if you get a chance to vote on the submissions for the developer challenge, please vote for us. We will be updating the website http://mintxca.com for details on how to go about voting. Thanks again, and we hope you found this software useful.